Shout out StatGuy.
The majesty.
Oh my goodness. It's professional wrestling.
1,000% confirmed. Not mage.
Stay mage and enjoy yourself.
It's Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg, featuring Stat Guy Greg and Dip.
Oh, you bet your ace it is. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Cheap Heat Live on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. Back stateside, I am your forever 24/7 champion, Peter Rosenberg. And joining me in the also frigid Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's the physically large Stat Guy Greg. Hey, SGG.
Frigid is an understatement, but that's a great shirt. Not appropriate for this weather, but still a just incredible, classic, great shirt.
Listen, for those of you that are watching on the, if you watch us on YouTube, I am wearing the first SGG themed. Is this before or after Uptown Malcolm?
That's before.
Right? Yeah.
That's
this
before.
is
That's the very first.
The very first piece of SGG merch there ever was on Cheap Heat. The shirt that just says "The Virgin" with SGG hitting his boy his mind dance. I don't even remember where. Because instead of Greg Valentine, instead of Greg the Hammer, but why did we call you Greg the Virgin Valentine?
No idea. We just got to roll with things sometimes. It just it flowed.
Well, listen, if it's still true, SGG, it's very impressive. I'm glad you and Crystal have chosen your path. After how many years of marriage? I saw the anniversary post the other day. You guys have been together a long time.
Be like that.
Well, anyways, welcome to the show. I am happy to be back stateside. Kelly was just saying to me as it started, like, how is everything? You know, how did you survive travel? Blah blah. And this moment in
survive is the word that she used.
I don't remember if that was the word she used, but that's the word I'm using, not for travel, for this thing called life. I'm back from traveling. Travel's easy. If you remember your passport, if you keep track of when your flights are, WWE, they generally do a great job making sure we're well taken care of. No one has to worry about a meal if you want to have catering and be taken care of. Hey, if you have a headache, there's someone there to give you some Advil. They got you pretty well taken care of. The thing about it is you come home at the end. And when you're gone, everybody misses you, and you miss everybody, and you want to come home so bad. And then you get home, and you're back in life with a 1-year-old. My wife was sick almost immediately after getting back, so she's been just in a bad way all week. Baby yesterday started getting sick. After many delays, we're finally supposed to go to D.C. tomorrow to see the family, to celebrate my niece and nephew's 18th birthday, to celebrate Maya's first birthday, to see mom, who had her birthday 2 weeks ago. And now all of it's thrown into question, into flux, because baby definitely had a temperature. She definitely sweated through her outfit last night. She looked like SGG on Radio Row. You know what I mean? She sweated.
Listen,
but she didn't have the big man.
You didn't have to go back that far. You didn't even look like me last night. I sweated through my outfit last night too.
So, like, I say all of that to say it. I'm sorry. I feel bad because I get on the air doing this amazing job, which will be, I promise you, from noon to 2 Eastern time, if you're listening to us live on this Friday, this will be the best and easiest 2 hours of my week. With a bullet. I mean, there's not even, since the second my flight landed on Sunday, it has been just a roller coaster. So to all the dads, to all the moms, to everybody who's just dealing with whatever life. Listen, I know at some point I'm going to look back and I'm going to go, man, Bear is sitting right next to me. My parents are healthy. I'm going to say these were the good old days.
Yeah.
But as I'm in these good old days at this specific moment, these days are ass. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Could be a whole lot better.
Yeah, it could. This just, and we're in an apartment we don't want to be in. It's nasty. Now, fortunately, though, I literally had a dream last night about my take for Cheap Heat this week. This does not happen very often.
It was divine intervention. It came to you like one of those biblical joints, huh? Like when Moses had the tablet and all of that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to say it's that deep. Although, let's be honest, the commandments are simple
We'll
enough.
see. Yeah.
Here's what I woke up from my slumber thinking about.
Was it still dark outside when you woke up from your slumber? Did this pull you out of your sleep, or was it just top of mind?
No, it was still dark. It was middle of the night.
Oh,
so that's how you know this is a lean-in moment. That's how you know this is. I mean, come on. And we're going to talk to all of you guys today at 877-344-4893. And there's a whole lot of stuff to get into. We're going to talk about the Rumble. We're going to talk about what it looked like, because I was there, obviously. We'll obviously talk about the things that happened within it and around it, what's happened since.
AJ Styles definitely being retired.
AJ Styles definitely being retired. And there's so many things to get to. But my thought that I had in the middle of the night was, this is it. This is it. If you are one of the many millions and millions of people who desperately wanted to see another CM Punk run, and you dreamt of, like, can you imagine if we got CM Punk back? The best thing about wrestling is that you can get these guys back in professional sports, in other sports. There's no coming back in your mid-40s. It's over. There is no run to the top anymore. But in wrestling, you can get these guys back in their mid to late 40s, early 50s. Hey, if you're Ric Flair, late 50s, you could see them go on a run, right?
70s, if you Ric Flair, if he had his way.
That's right. This is what you dreamed of. If you were a CM Punk fan who thought, what would it be like? You got it. He's holding the title. Night 2 main event against the guy who has been the guy now for the last 6-7 years. You could argue
10.
more than that. You could argue 10, 12 years. You could argue since he left. There's a million ways to look at it. But unquestionably, Roman Reigns at the top as the challenger against CM Punk for the world title night 2 at WrestleMania. SGG, this was the fantasy. This was the absolute dream. This is the pinnacle. There may be better stories to be told. Maybe the Cody story, maybe the Seth story. But in terms of the moment, SGG, if you are a Punk fan, this WrestleMania matchup that we now have is what you dreamed of.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And if you're a Roman fan, right, this was also the dream. Now, granted, my dream had Roman as champion. In this scenario, Punk being champion and Punk being somebody to conquer, it's better for Roman and his story to finally get the monkey off his back that way. Because in my version of the dream, right, Punk is just a nuisance coming at the champ, of course, who's not going to go at the top. But
now
in
this dream, had Roman ever given up the title in this dream?
No.
So this is like day 3,000.
Yeah, Roman has, first of all, he's carrying all three, right? The black one, the blue one, and the black and gold one. Maybe he got another one. Maybe he has the world title also. I don't know. Maybe he's United States champ. Maybe he's women's United States champ. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he won the AEW title. We don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But Roman is still the champion at the top, the monster that under the bed in this dream, and CM Punk is the one trying to conquer him. But either way, this is what we wanted, right? When CM Punk came back, there was a list of dream matches. This was one at the top. But before we get to Roman and Punk, I got to ask you, P, since you brought this up about where CM Punk is right now, has he checked off most of the list of dream matches that people have wanted to see from him, right? Because he had the Drew moment. He did a Hell in a Cell. He did War Games, main evented a WrestleMania already. Feuded with Seth, had one-on-one matches, many matches with Seth. Is there much left out there for CM Punk in terms of WWE dream matches?
Are there any other dream matches out there for CM Punk in WWE?
Cody, I guess you say that.
Well, yeah, Cody, I think absolutely, right? You gotta, you could creatively have a really fun time with that story. I don't know if you go as far as calling it dream match, but I really do like the indie dream kind of matchup of Punk and Sami Zayn. I think that's a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I go as far as calling it like a mega blockbuster dream match, that kind of thing, but I would like to see it. No, I think we're there. I don't. What else is there that hasn't happened? That really fits. Like, yeah, there are new guys to be excited about, your Obas and your Javons,
Right.
but those aren't guys I'm like dreaming to see with CM Punk at this stage. You know what? I'm gonna put that out there to the nation right now. 877-344-4893. Do you believe this is the pinnacle moment for CM Punk's WWE final run? And are there any other dream matches out there in WWE that maybe we're not thinking about that you would love to see for Punk? Let me add, SGG, while we're talking about Punk today, and it feels like it's going to be a Punk kind of day for a variety of reasons,
That's right.
Punk and Roman. In one sense, Punk, Roman, super exciting. In another sense, I could totally see someone making the argument, it's kind of chalk. It's kind of like what you'd expect. Do you really? Who cares? I could see people feeling that way, and they made you care. Like they didn't just like stare at each other and get the match made. That's what I like. And I'm guessing there's going to be more. And SGG, this is what Roman needed. Roman needed a heat up here. Not that the crowd doesn't always pop and isn't excited to see him, but like, I've been thinking for a while. We've talked about this. He does need a freshening up. Like the tribal chief, OTC, head of the table thing, while throwing the names around is cute, from a story standpoint, I'm ready for more from Roman. I want Roman to just be the unequivocal ass beater who runs WWE, who's cool, who's dominant, who is funny. I want everything from Roman. And the tribal chief era was incredible. I don't think you could do any more to make it better. But like, he's separated now. He's separated from the Usos. He's separated from Heyman. I don't think any of it really makes sense, SGG. I think this is about getting the one box to check for Roman is to sort of make up in some ways for the big dog era. When a lot of people enjoyed him, and you were certainly there from day one, and I was certainly there to see the potential, but where the stories and the matches didn't always meet what people wanted, this is the time for just solo Roman Reigns to be dominating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm here for it. And I think with the promo, what excited people was the fact that, like, yes, when Drew and Punk feuded, Drew talked about some things we didn't see about how Punk used to treat him when he was younger. And Seth and Punk, same thing. Like, Punk, you turned your back on me, you blah, blah, blah. The Roman Punk stuff, we saw it play out in real time. We lived it. We watched Roman get booed all throughout the big dog era. Go back, go away from cancer, come back, still getting booed. We watched him have to grow from that to where he finally got the stamp of approval from the fans. And so for him to rewind the clock all the way back, and he's not taking us back behind the curtain either. He's saying, you did this to me 12 years ago or whatever it was. You thought I forgot, and now I'm coming back to make you pay for it. It doesn't require the fans to do like any history lesson, any filling. There's no blanks to fill in. We saw it, and now we get to see the thrilling conclusion to that.
So who do you, and where do you, I want to take these calls, but also, where does Drew land?
Drew, I hate to say it, man. Listen,
Cody,
maybe Cody, maybe a triple threat situation with Jacob Fatu. I don't know, but he is not going to get any piece of that Rumble winner, Roman Reigns. And it's unfortunate because, I think about when Roman first won the Universal Championship and he had that Survivor Series match with Drew, who was WWE champion. He looked at him and he told him in no uncertain words, you are a secondary champion. Fast forward now, he wins the Rumble. Drew is WWE champion again. and he wasn't even considered. He is still this reinvented Drew, reinvigorated, dominating SmackDown. And
Really good,
Roman
too.
says, without saying, that he is still a secondary champion. He even looks at Punk. He said, I could pick you because you're the biggest star available. The other star is Drew, with the title that Roman made feel like the epicenter of the industry, and now Roman's looking at that belt as secondary. It's insane the amount of disrespect to Drew that has endured for over 5 years, but the match is set.
I gotta tell you, man, is anyone better in the countdown show spot and post like that setup than Punk?
He loves it though. Like
he loves it. He's so good at it.
He missed it clearly, and he loves it so much. Like, for real. Like, you could tell just because he has the wrestling mind that he brings to it, he can break down anything, but then there's nothing you can say to him that he won't have a response to.
Correct.
And I don't know if that's just the Chicago in him. I don't know if that's what made him so unlikable back in the day, that he will get the last word. He has something slick to say. It could be a quip. He could try to cut you down. It could be anything. And he'll do it in the ring. He'll do it to his fellow panelists. He'll do it with the audience. But you will always get a soundbite out of CM Punk. And that's really what you want.
He will say things that you can't believe he's saying in Saudi Arabia. He will just be CM Punk the whole show. That's who he is.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, it was. I've had him on the post show before. They had him do a countdown or two when he first came back to the company, and I wasn't on them for a couple, if you remember. Like, there were a couple I didn't do in I don't know, 2.5 years ago. Yeah, there was a Saudi one where he was in a Stamford. They were just still figuring out what the look was for the show. And he was new to it then, and E was new to it at that time as well. So the chemistry then, and of course I wasn't there. SGG. What are we talking? Why are we
QB1? They did a QB1.
Yeah, why are we nitpicking? Why do we know what we're talking about? No, but I think now that he's been back for a while and E has become so solid in the spot, Punk was just fun. If you didn't see it, and I got to tell you, he took a surprisingly low number of shots at me during that show. I expected. You must have loved the one he got in though. When I said, I was trying to have a conversation about Sami Zayn, and did Sami Zayn have what it takes to go to that next level and beat Drew McIntyre? Did you see this?
I didn't see this one.
And I said, you remember when we were kids, and everybody loved Hulk Hogan, but every once in a while he would like rake the eyes. And Punk just jumps in and goes, "Love Hulk Hogan. Where'd you grow up?" Like, wouldn't he? You know, and SGG, obviously, all I was trying to do was make the comp of when the babyface is willing to do illegal things.
Whatever it takes.
I'm just speaking, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my best to do this complex, underrated dance that the Countdown show is. How can I reference what I'm saying without outright saying it? And he just stabs it. Just pops the balloon right in the middle.
You got to be on point when you deal with it. My favorite was when he asked you like why you weren't working on Monday. He was like, "Is that a Jewish thing?" I forget which holiday was coming up.
Yeah. It was Hanukkah was coming up. Is that a Jewish thing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't work Mondays. And Hanukkah? What? What are you talking about?
Hanukkah was starting on that.
No, Hanukkah was starting. He listen, he's a very smart guy. It's always based in something. So like I'm going to get a jab in at Hulk Hogan just cuz I can, and I'm CM Punk. Like that's what makes him great. Now, if you didn't watch it, it's kind of worth going back and checking it out. Punk was a lot of fun. Now, I did tease this, SGG. On the other side, we're going to take our first quick break. We're going to open up the phone lines, as we talked about, on all these CM Punk, Roman Reigns topics. Who else would you want to see Punk in there with? Is this the moment? 877-344-4893. But on the other side of this break, I'm just going to give you guys my first-person account of what Royal Rumble actually looked like, because there's a lot of chatter about what the show actually looked like. And then before he gets here and shuts down the conversation, because he's going to be here an hour too, SGG and I got to talk about the man of the hour yesterday, the internet's hottest agent, Dip, hot in the streets yesterday. I mean, listen, we can't.
I have to tell you what they said about it in the Discord. There was a hilarious comment about it in the Discord.
I can't wait. And we got to get it done, because once he gets here in the second hour, we got to pretend it didn't happen. But as of right now,
kayfabe only.
We all saw Dip everywhere yesterday, all over the dirts. It is going to be a fun day. Excited to be with you guys. The Helfinator's here. Kelly Murphy is on the phones. SGG is in the house. Emilio Sparks is somewhere. Dip will be here. It's Cheap Heat Live, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Shine this up real nice, jabroni. And I know just where to stick it, Rod. What's your name?
It doesn't matter what my name is.
The Rock smells what you're cooking.
Pancakes, Rock! Pancakes!
Lay the smackdown in the kitchen, the loading dock, even the boiler room, plus storylines and special guest referees. Everything inside the ring and almost anything out. WWF SmackDown. Lay it down, jabroni.
Finally, The Rock has come back to PlayStation.
Cheap Heat Live, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. Peter Rosenberg, Stat Guy Greg, getting you ready for the weekend. Hope everyone's doing all right. Really hoping my family is healthy enough for us to go down to D.C. And see the fam this week. And SUG, I got to tell you, my brother's interest in wrestling just keeps on going.
Where's he at now? Did he pick up where you guys left off? And I don't know if it was the 80s or when he stopped, but
he's still rolling. Yeah, the other day he told me, he was like, this WrestleMania 8 match between Flair and Savage is awesome. It's 8, right?
Flair and Savage is 8, I think. Hoosier Dome.
8 at Hoosier Dome, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then he's like asking me all about it.
You remember that storyline too? That's one of the all-time storylines.
Well, and that's what he was pointing out. He's like, yo, some of these storylines are just crazy.
It was so dirty.
Yo, do you see this random thing that just hit my timeline? I have no idea what validity there is to it. It says WWE 2005-2006 roster contracts got leaked. You ever see anything like this go around?
Nah.
I will tell you, though, it feels believable. I wonder if it actually is. I wonder where anything, like, what would that mean? Where would that be coming from that it would get leaked?
And why now? What's the most shocking number out there?
The most shocking, the women numbers, I guess it shouldn't be shocking, but they're so bad that it is. Jillian Hall, $52,000. Tori Wilson, when you think about how big she was in 05-06, she's making $260. Whereas, for example, like just to measure up, for example, see, some make sense and some don't make sense. Rob Conway, $186,000. Snitsky,
okay.
$292. Right? But then Trevor Murdoch, $48,000. How could that be?
Wasn't he champion? Wasn't he like
tag champ?
To make him a big deal.
He was tag champ. Stevie Richards, $94,000. Simon Dean, $132,000. Shelton,
what this says to me,
$366,000.
They had these guys doing NXT numbers with no NXT.
Some of them are crazy, bro. So I mean, then there's some that makes Kurt Angle, $1,023,000 first class flights.
Olympian.
Which does feel like it makes sense, right? Batista, $813,000 first class flights. Big Show, $1 million. Where's Cena, 1.7 first class tickets, hotel accommodations, ground transport every week.
So hold on, Kurt got the first class, but he didn't get hotel accommodations and ground transport.
Nope. Because remember, they're contractors, so like it's a different kind of deal. Not everybody gets that. Most people are responsible for theirs. Sean, $1,045,000 first class flight tickets, hotel accommodations, ground transport. Interesting stuff here.
Hertz, hit the Hertz counter when you get.
Now listen, you're making $1 million. Just stop by National when you get in and handle your business.
Yeah.
Now, before we talk to some of the people, Dip was hot in these streets yesterday. I mean, you see, Seth Rollins is out doing everything at Super Bowl. He's out in these streets.
As he should be. Like we spoke about this here. I don't know how much got to on-air conversation, but his mind for football is great. Let's just be real. He's gonna be. I know he's talked about running WWE and taking over creative and filling in that Triple H spot and rising up the ranks. But if that, I don't want to say it doesn't work out for him. If he chooses to pivot elsewhere, it will be in that football analyst spot, and he can sit in that chair forever. Like he's so good at it.
He's really, really good. Like I've had the conversations with him. He's not pretending. He's a legit hardcore fan. So he's out there doing everything, and Dip's moving around with him. And I don't know the circumstance. All I know is the photo of MJF and Seth Rollins having a chat. I mean, broke the wrestling internet yesterday. And yeah. I have mixed feelings on it. In one sense, Edgy, I love that things like that still get conversation because, like, it shows you how much people really, like, care about wrestling, care about the fact that you have these, like, dream matchups that maybe you think you might never see, that there really is kind of a forbidden door. Like, I do think that's a cool thing. I guess I just don't understand why people are so actually surprised by it. Like,
yeah, it shows you how tribal it is.
Like how do you guys realize how small this business is? Like, do you think there's a world in which Seth Rollins and MJF could be in the same space and not talk? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Not at least talk. You know what I mean? Like they definitely know each other. And why wouldn't they talk? Even if the common denominator wasn't there, which we're going to get to that for sure also.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But they've and also I've been in the same. This isn't their first meeting. They were. I mean, I'm going to say it right now without getting into specifics. Someone we know well had a birthday party that you heard all about. SUG Party of the Cinch. They were both there.
Both having a good old time.
Yeah,
enjoying themselves, staying age.
And the man was there too. So it's not surprising. Listen, it's fun that people get all sort of like, oh my God, can you believe it? It would be one thing if someone said something on television, like on one of their shows mentioned, okay, now we're going, wow. Running into each other at Radio Row at the Super Bowl, it's just not that crazy to me. But I love that people
especially
care.
when all kinds of celebrities. Martha Stewart was there too. So that's the picture you need. You need MJF with Martha Stewart. That's one.
Now we're having a conversation.
That's a holy shit moment right there. Everybody was there.
Now back to the Rumble. A lot of people have been asking me. Go ahead. Sorry, SUG.
Before we do that though, these two comments in the Discord are hilarious.
Ooh.
So Joel said, seeing MJF and Seth meeting was like when Jay-Z and Nas showed up on stage together. And in reply to that, Marshall T says something like, in reality, it was just Dip setting up a play date with his human action figures. I thought
that is a very funny line. If you know how much Dip loves his action figures and loves his clients. Yo, that is hilarious. And if you want to participate in such hijinks on the Discord, sign up for the Patreon, man. Patreon.com/CheapHeatLive. I was thinking we got to drop one in the next several days, actually. The last one was a ball, but we're going to drop a special episode where we just kind of, go behind the scenes, let the curtain down, let things swing a bit, and say whatever. We do special episodes.
I was going to say let our hair down, but, that's not good for much.
No, it's not great.
Yeah.
We just got a terrible text message.
It's great because we could talk more about this topic, but it is terrible for the listeners.
I'm demanding a Seth call-in.
Yeah. He just can't be taking photos, being all up in the videos, and then pull this.
And he's taking away our co-host. This is an outrage. Anyways, so it looks like
I just read the text.
Yeah.
It absolutely is an outrage. I saw the first half, like in my notifications. I read the full text. I'm not going to do it on air. I'll let you do that
if I see fit.
Yeah, and it absolutely is an outrage.
It's an outrage. No, this is it, and also it's predictable. Come on, it's the Friday before the Super Bowl, and you're running around doing Super Bowl things every day. Why did you even pretend you were going to give us hour 2? Why?
Yeah, got our hopes up. We told the people.
Exactly. Everyone was happy about it. All right. And now he's stepping on my tees. So let me tell you guys about the Royal Rumble. The makeshift stadium was a pretty cool sight in real life, I will tell you. My favorite thing about it, SGG, is that they didn't they didn't create in the makeshift stadium a makeshift, there's no bowels of the stadium, it seemed like.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, there's... When we're at a real stadium, like a permanent stadium, backstage is underneath and in the area where the teams are, stuff like that. They didn't do that. The backstage area was also created behind the stadium, right? It kind of feels the way, like if you went to like a Rolling Loud or some big festival and you saw where the artist area is, it's kind of like that. Like lots of tents that are created and like makeshift rooms. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I friggin' loved it. It was awesome. Because sometimes we end up in a building where to get from point A to point B, you have to walk all the way around the inside of the stadium in the longest way possible to get somewhere. Particularly, like, bro, at Mania, when you're at a football stadium, they may have a locker room that's in, at the 30-yard line on one side, and then they have another one on the opposite 30 on the other side. It could be endless getting places. Whereas this, because they make it up in the back, it's just like this one walk that's probably 50 yards with a little tents of everything you need right.
And everything is where it makes sense.
Yeah, did you happen to see my post when I threw up a bunch of like BTS shots?
Yeah.
Did you see the one of like Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes throwing the baseball around?
Just playing catch. Yeah.
Just playing catch? Yeah, because like that was the setup. You have like everybody just sort of in this common area, and then there's the biggest tent is catering, of course. And by the way, shout out to catering, man. In Saudi, just the fact that every meal has like Mediterranean deliciousness as the backbone of everything.
Oh, you were in heaven.
No matter what meal you're having. There's hummus, there's baba ganoush, there's pita, there's rice, there's there's just a mixed grill with lamb and steak and chicken, and it's just like you're always at a poppin' Middle Eastern restaurant every meal you have. So it was a good situation. Now, as for the stadium itself, when I watched on the monitor, I was like, is it empty in there? Because I was out in the fan zone. The fan zone was cracking. A lot of people, of course. but B, they did it outside. Like, they had a true fan zone outside that was, like, the most elaborate, well done. Like, SGG, if they could move the Vegas Convention Center event and put it all outside like they do in Saudi, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. They lay down, like, basically turf, and they have all the sort of exhibits and stuff outside. It's amazing. But, I was like, I saw tons of people there. How is this possible?
The damn LED light.
If you remember the Money in the Bank at Intuit, the same thing happened. Now, I don't know why they did it again with the LED lights, but the LED lights make it look like there is no one in the seat. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and guarantee you and say I know for a fact it was sold out. I don't. I didn't have that conversation. I know for a fact it was at least close, just based on the people that were there. Like, I think the place held like 25,000. It was, if not a sellout, very close to a sellout.
You could tell too that they heard the chatter, because they had like drone shots throughout the show. That was like, no, guys, there are people in these seats. Like just they went.
Oh, what they
over
would
real
use the drone to show you the people.
Yeah, and you could see like, oh yeah, these LED lights are just literally washing people out.
It's a very weird thing, the LED lights. I don't even know what the desired hope is. Like, it's just something that's going to look cool. But congratulations, you played yourself. It does not look cool because it ends up looking like nobody's there. And and even like I saw some of the commentary online, the crowd wasn't hyped for the women's Rumble. I didn't get that feel there at all. I think they were hyped at the spots that they were hyped for. I got to tell you, man, it's a pretty astute wrestling crowd now. Just to see the evolution of the fans from 2018 to 2026, it's like a markedly different feel. Now, SGG, do you think I'm foul that when we were going over on the Countdown show the greatest moments in Royal Rumble history, do you think it's foul that as my honorable mention I had to bring up Titus World Slide?
No, it was most memorable. It was memorable. People still remember it. People talk about it every time there's a Royal Rumble. It's not going anywhere.
If you guys can, Kelly, is there any way out of the break, one of the breaks, if you could, the next one, we could hear like the 30 or 40 seconds after at the greatest Royal Rumble when Titus O'Neil falls underneath the ring. Nothing brings me joy, SGG, like hearing Corey Graves trying to pull himself together for 3 minutes. And me and E talked about this the other day. The way that things are set up, that could have been so bad. That could have been really bad for Titus.
Well, yeah, because you don't know what's under the ring. Like there's Gatorades under there. There's crew equipment.
Well, no, he said there's normally like an LED board or something. There are things that. Oh yeah, first of all, often there wouldn't have been a curtain. It would have been he just goes headfirst into an LED board, right? There's so many things it could have been, and instead, it was perfect, and there was nothing, and he completely disappears. And E was in the ring at the time. And he's like, I'm working with somebody, and I see Titus come out, and I go, all right, I'm going to have to turn around when Titus gets here. You know, they always interact. If you're up, you're going to interact with the person who comes in. And he's getting ready, and then he looks back, and Titus is gone.
No Titus.
There's no Titus to be seen.
Titus World Slide.
Titus World Slide. He flipped it into a T-shirt. It was amazing. So then to close it out on the chatter of the Rumble, I don't understand, SGG, why it was such a big deal that I said I spoke to AJ Styles, and I know that he's retiring.
Because you don't know what you're talking about, P. We on the internet, we know the real. So you know what they tell you to tell us, because you're a parrot and a shill. So they tell you what to tell us, and then you try to tell us and try to convince us that we don't know what we know, which is that AJ Styles is not retiring. He put the gloves back on. He's going to be on TNA next week, and if he's not showing up on Thursday, then he's going to AEW on Wednesday. Just you wait. He's going to have his big moment. He's not retired. They're just trying to push a narrative that's false, because we know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
So they thought,
we know.
I think I eventually understood that what I think got people mad was by me saying AJ Styles is a man of his word, and if it's a retirement match, he's going to retire. They took that as me working for the man, and I'm actually dumping on him if he decides to come back somewhere. It's saying like you're not a man of your word. Are you people insane?
They are. I didn't even hear the question. They are.
I went up to him, had a lovely moment like everyone else did. And remember, at SGG, I did a TNA podcast. I've been following and knowing on some level AJ Styles for like 15, 16, 17 years.
Yeah,
like
the entire time.
I really, really am an AJ fan, and he's always been awesome. Had a moment, and I was like, this is really it? Come on, you're going to TNA. You're going to TNA. And he's like, I'm done, and gave me the same spiel he's given everyone. He said it to you guys. He said it to you guys 2 years ago. I don't want to take a step back. I want to quit while I'm still the man. I said, well, listen, you have not lost literally one step. And like that's the thing that's what makes him incomparable. Cena had great matches, some of the best of his career. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you he didn't lose a step. He definitely lost a step, but he was having great matches and made it work. AJ literally, his 450 is the exact same. Everything currently is still the same. Like it has not. But his line is, I don't want that to change, and so I'm out. All I can do is I just try to bring something interesting to our post show, which is like a hybrid of real and part of the show. I'm just trying to bring you any real information. If he was working me, that would be fantastic. And this is what annoys me about the internet. You guys are such annoying, like weirdo losers who hate on me for no reason and don't even know what I do. You don't even know that I would pop if he showed up on AEW, and we'd be talking about it every week. I don't give a damn. I just want wrestlers who I admire to have the retirement they want, make their money, be happy, and for companies to thrive and wrestling fans to be entertained. I don't care. I want more of AJ. Why would I want him to retire?
Yeah, newsflash for these people. We need moments to talk about. We got a 2-hour show every Friday.
That's right. Facts.
We need.
I mean, Sam has it 4 days a week. I don't even know how you do it if you don't get moments like that. Yeah, give me something.
We need something for the callers to talk about. We got a full line of phone calls. We need this. Yes, AJ, please show up on one of these shows next week.
I would love it. I would love it. All I could say was what he said to me, and then everyone acts as if, you guys, that's not how it works. There's no one comes up to me and says, you need to do blank. Now, in this case, I thought it was interesting information, and I did think people were confused by the glove thing. So I was referencing that to reinforce that no, he is retired. Because I thought the glove thing was obviously something. The glove thing was clearly, I do too, based on something he told me, but I did leave that part out.
Oh, see, there we go. So you're probably right. But yours is less of a theory.
It's a little bit less of a theory, but that's the thing. I'm drawing the line of what I feel comfortable saying, but it did not change. What I heard from him about the gloves did not change the overall message. Retired from in-ring. And he said it to Stephanie. You have the audio, guys, of him talking to Stephanie McMahon, where he talks about the possibility. Yeah, let's hear him talking to to Stephanie McMahon on what's your story about maybe coming back a little bit.
Never say never, right? That's the saying. And I think everybody's allowed at least once come out of retirement. You know,
for sure.
I'm not saying that I'll do it anytime soon. I'm just saying that.
I mean,
what if my
has
son,
there been anybody who hasn't?
I don't know.
Has there? You know, pretty much everyone who's retired has actually come back.
At least once.
Yeah,
right?
at least once.
I thought that was how it worked here.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be.
Well, I mean, what if my son wrestles?
Yeah.
What the opportunity to tag with him once?
Right.
Oh.
And you never know. So there'll be a time where the gloves will never go back on, and it may be now, but we'll see.
So, listen, I totally love that he's leaving the door open on some level. But that really doesn't change the fact that was his retirement. He lost to Gunther, and he was retiring. Like, that is what happened. And, does it feel a little bit rushed? To me, it does. I really wish that we would have had more. And again, SGG, there's obviously more to the story we don't know. Maybe there were conversations about what he could do with it, and he didn't like what options they gave him. Maybe they were like, we don't know if there's a WrestleMania match. Oh, maybe we'll find this for you. And maybe he was like, you know what? I don't like this up in the air. Let me just end it. I don't know, but I do think it was the end.
Yeah, I think he knew for a long time that it was the end. And so my theory on the gloves is this. It's quick, but I thought Fanatics or Topps wanted those gloves, and they was going to chop it up, put it in the card, put it on some merch. So he was like, wait, I can't leave these in the ring. I actually need to get these to somebody.
I don't like this theory because I think someone could have gotten them from the ring.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was my but with respect to, us not getting AJ for the whole year, I think he knew that he was leaving at the Rumble a long time ago, and I think that, it was something that he told people. Obviously, there's that letter from Nakamura, but then there's John Cena, right? John Cena was retiring. John Cena and AJ had one last match. And of all the people that John Cena wrote, did tributes to and everything like that, CM Punk didn't get a love letter because his career was continuing. Randy Orton didn't get one because his career was continuing. Cody didn't get one. Dom, nobody got like a love letter from Cena except for AJ Styles, because I think even at that point, Cena knew that AJ Styles, A, was saying goodbye very soon, and B, might not get to say goodbye in the same way that he had by touring the country. So, I think they knew right away. So Cena said, all right, I'm going to go into business for myself and let AJ know how important he is to me and to everybody in this moment when it's not on anybody's radar. Because, Cena likes to do that too, like a little wink and a nod, and then you figure out later that this had a deeper meaning.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The breadcrumbs have been there that this was the end, and I get it. People are sad that it's the end. I'm sad that it's the end, but I do think it's the end. We didn't get to any calls this segment, so we'll jump into calls next. Plus, I want to talk about the winners and some of the moments throughout the Rumble that created some controversy, and also a fairly interesting episode of Monday Night Raw to follow up from Philadelphia. So we'll do all of that coming up next right here on Cheap Heat Live, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Your Olympic hero has arrived. It's true. Hey, think die, kid. You people have to be honored to have a man of intensity, integrity, and intelligence among you. Yes, I'd like a room, please.
Sorry, no vacancy.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take theirs. Here come my fans.
Prepare to lay the smackdown in the all-new Hell in a Cell or in a high-flying ladder match. WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role for the PlayStation game console. You think you got what it takes, jabroni?
I love this place.
Rated T for teen.
SUG, I realized I was about to post a video of me in this shirt, and I realized it goes against the point of what I was going to say in the message, because I'm wearing the old SUG merch that says The Virgin on it. And the message I was about to deliver on this show is what I'm going to deliver on my social media. I keep seeing, I just saw a clip moving around of different football players at the Super Bowl talking about when the person's coming up and saying, what's your favorite Bad Bunny song? And everyone's saying, I don't know Bad Bunny. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. I just want to say, I have a PSA. Y'all need to hang out with attractive women more often. This is really the number one message I need to relay to you. You guys are not hanging out with hot chicks enough. If you literally have never heard Bad Bunny, I mean, I'm not, listen, obviously there are lovely ladies out there who don't actively pursue Bad Bunny music. I'll just say, though, if you enjoy the music of Bad Bunny, you will probably end up enjoying the company of lovely ladies, and vice versa. That's all I'm saying. So all these football players saying it, I'm like, what are y'all doing? What are you doing with your life? Oh, let me guess. You got married at 15. Hit the button. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
You met this girl at 14. Y'all got married at 22. Great job, buddy.
She did an even better job.
No, she did a great job. You played
She absolutely did.
Yeah, but I just am so annoyed. Like, there was the obvious racism we were going to deal with and xenophobia of the Bad Bunny thing, okay? We're living in a time in this country where immigrants are under attack, and, particularly Spanish-speaking immigrants in this country feel unsafe and like they're under attack. So the idea that racists would be against the Bad Bunny thing, okay, I expected it. SUG, what I think I didn't expect is the random people who they're not even being particularly political about it. They're just like closed-minded and ignorant and don't know his music. I'm like, y'all haven't heard anything?
Which is insane. That's the part that kills me, like the small-mindedness of it all. Just like, I don't know his music, I'm not interested. And then when they throw out the bands that they want to hear, it's like, you think motherfuckers want to hear that? Like, we don't want to hear.
And at the very least, you don't appreciate that that's niche. Like, you think Bad Bunny is niche, and on some level, everything these days is niche, right? but his niche is tapping in. I mean, his album's #1 in China right now, okay? So his niche is hitting a lot of people. If you then turn around and you're like, I'm just going to throw out a name of someone who's dead, so it doesn't matter. I want Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, great. Ozzy Osbourne is popular to a very specific sect of people. Everyone else is going to go, that's not for me. I don't know it.
Right.
But guess what? No one cries about it like a bitch. God,
no
everyone's
protest.
crying.
We're not going to protest Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, y'all really want to protest fun music with hot chicks dancing. I don't understand what side y'all are on. I do not understand.
Seriously.
What are you people fighting for? And then, as a wrestling fan, it is your obligation to support Bad Bunny on Sunday.
That's right.
We've talked about this. It probably definitely predates the Sirius era because Bad Bunny hasn't been back since we've been doing this. But we've said this many times. There's never been, the closest would be Mike Tyson. But the level of star Bad Bunny is to fully participate in WWE, bruh, respectfully to Jelly Roll, who I like, lovely guy. Not even in the same category. Absolutely getting trounced. Yes, they both won Grammys, but in terms of popularity and being world-renowned, Bad Bunny's on a completely different plane. You can go up and down the list of celebrity guests we've seen. Nothing. Not only is he the biggest star, but that his involvement. We're talking about big matches and storylines and risks.
Yeah, he was in the Rumble.
And guess what? He was in the Rumble the same year I won the 24/7 championship on the same show.
That's right. That's right.
When that crossed
Did he get
my
F5
mind,
in that Rumble?
I think he got F5'd, yeah.
Jelly Roll
Bad Bunny's the man.
F5?
No, Bad Bunny is the man, bro. It is your obligation as a wrestling fan. No matter what's happening at your Super Bowl party on Sunday, if anyone has anything to say, you go, nah. Have y'all seen his entrance at Backlash?
Come on.
If you haven't seen that entrance at Backlash, I don't want to have a conversation with you. And they're not even talking about it.
I knew Bad Bunny was out of here when he went to SNL.
Bro, he's a multi-time SNL host and musical guest. Nah, Bad Bunny's the man. I'm excited. My lady's excited, and I don't give a damn about Seattle, New England. So I'm particularly excited. SGG, did you see MJF take the quick L to Brody King to set up a title match?
I did, and I was kind of shocked. Not necessarily appalled, but definitely shocked. I feel like, would it have been a crime for him to win the Eliminator match and send Brody King to the back of the line? Because everybody wins their championship Eliminator match. Can we switch it up and have somebody lose and then just get sent to the back of the line?
See, that's the most interesting point. I love seeing Brody King win. I love the crowd chanting F Ice before the match. I love Brody King getting a moment here. But you are right about the fact that, when they set up that championship eliminator, it always feels like that person's getting the match.
Yeah.
Which means you always have the champion losing.
Whatever. Yeah. You get to see the champion lose, but then the champion doesn't lose the title. So it's literally
why not just
meaningless.
Why don't they just have them have more contenders matches rather than championship eliminators?
I don't know. Because as a plot device, the eliminator match is losing its luster. Because I can't think of somebody who lost the eliminator match. They go on to lose the title match, but then now they're 1-1 with the champion. Whereas if this was just a contender, then you have a feud and you can continue it. But it's just the eliminator match is not doing it for me anymore.
Now, a Twitter account, MJF, as we said, is out and about in Vegas. Not in Vegas, in San Francisco for the Super Bowl. And a site called Compass on the Beat grabbed him for a moment. I saw a couple interesting questions to MJF. One, I saw MJF putting over Bad Bunny and how much he loves Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl. And then
right side of history.
Listen, MJF's a right side of history kind of guy. Don't tell anyone. He's a great guy. And then MJF was asked about CM Punk. Let's hear what he told at Compass OTB.
There was an individual walking around here yesterday that you kind of kicked him out of AEW. He has
You're talking about CM Punk?
Okay, I didn't know if I could.
No, it's okay. Who could possibly give a shit?
Yeah.
It's about me right now.
It is.
Fuck him.
It's always about you.
It's always about me.
If there was a forbidden door, you could wrestle anybody.
I'd love to beat the shit out of him. Just for shits and giggles. I would love to literally be put in a situation where I can bash his stupid fucking face in again because he had a fluke victory over me at the dog collar match because of that schmuck Wardlow. Again, the only time I lose, somebody cheats.
Yeah.
I had CM Punk's number. I beat him twice in Chicago.
I don't know, SUJ. There's story in there, and there's some passion in there.
Passion's a good word.
You know what I'm saying?
Passion's a good word. Yeah,
I think passion's the right.
KO-esque in terms of if we get these people in the ring again, and by these people I mean MJF and Punk, there's gonna be moments where you're like, is that real? Which is what I want to see. And I don't care which company gets it done, but these, like, it's so funny. Punk has spent so much of his off time from like his hiatus in wrestling just ruffling feathers, and then I guess in AEW while he was on again he did it too, that now that he seems to be like a company guy and willing to work and like best for business, all the matches that I want to see are the people that I think might want to punch him in the face for real. I don't want to see him do like a Rey Mysterio. I don't want to see him do, I want to see the guys that I'm like, they don't like each other. How close to the edge can we get this? Which might make me crazy, but I want to see it.
All right, we want to hear from you in our last segment. Let's take all calls to close things out at 877-344-4893. Your thoughts on Roman Punk for the main event. Is this the pinnacle for CM Punk's return? And who else would you like to see Punk get? Let's talk to you to close things out right here on Cheap Heat Live, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
You can't make a game as lifelike as SmackDown Just Bring It without the help of an expert.
You call this texture mapping? Out of the way, Junior. I think we need to add a few more polygons to Stephanie. Mr. Jericho, can you write down that compression algorithm? I'm a little busy, Junior.
Yes, thanks to help from WWF superstar Chris Jericho. Just Bring It is the most electrifying, trash-talking, realistic SmackDown game yet. Rated T for Teen.
Welcome back. I just got good news. My babysitter can come today. Wow, that is useful. That would be tremendous, SUG, because I got to do a radio program. Normally it's great, like working from home, these days on Fridays is nice. But on a day when there's not good things going on, you really do just think, can I just get the hell out of here? But I'm going to be able to get some help. SUG, this is all in your future. Coming down the pike one day.
Yo, I'm going to be coming to you for some pro tips.
Listen, my number one pro tip, my pro tip isn't a tip because I make mistakes every day. I made a mistake yesterday. All right, I messed up, but I try.
So
to get
you want
to
be the guy that tells me how to do it wrong, so I do the other thing?
I just my only tip is that I don't think either. There's two options, and both are on the table. One is this whole marriage and parenting life is harder than anyone said, or I'm a bitch. But both are on the table. Like can't both be true?
Yeah, it's definitely a combination, probably. Not that I'll call you a bitch, but it's possible it's a combination.
But, like, I know you.
I don't know what the split is. I don't know if it's like 90, you're a bitch, and then 10.
No, I don't. I'd like to think it's not all 90 that, but like, for example, I know you. You like to live your life. You're the physically vacationing. You're watching trash TV. You're doing wrestling podcasts. You're having a good time.
The trash TV is gonna have to go. That's gonna have to be cut to a minimum because kids repeat things.
Yeah, oh yeah,
so
well,
that right
that'll
there,
be.
I already know.
Well, no, that just becomes your nighttime thing, and you guys watch when the baby goes down, and you last for about 5 minutes before you fall asleep. That kind of situation. But like, I don't like talking about it with people with kids because they're like, "What are you talking about? I have 3," and I'm just like, I don't relate. So I like to actually talking about this with people who don't have kids because they can relate to, wait a second, you had to do what today? Because I was used to the hardest thing I had to do was run bare outside a few times, which, by the way, can still be annoying, particularly when there's snow and ice everywhere on the street and your man doesn't want to go anywhere. And it's terrible. So, but when you go from you only worry about yourself to, like on a day, for example, where my wife is sick, I literally work from the second I wake up till the second I go to sleep. No, with like, a few minutes, commercial breaks on the subway.
I was going to say, Kelly gives us breaks.
Yeah, we get a break there, and we chat for a moment. I look at my phone, whatever the thing may be. But so, yeah, it's just the whole thing, man. You adults, man. You adults who've been out here adulting, props.
You know what I would say to you? I don't know how well this is going to go over, but what popped into my head?
Go ahead.
I got WWE. I got.
No, it's facts.
It balances out.
What you're saying is based on facts. What you're saying is based on facts. It's and listen, everyone's situation is different. Like some people, the way that they operate, the wife just does literally everything, doesn't even trust the husband or even tell the husband what to do. It's like straight up Mad Men, and like the husband just comes home and gets his steak. I know that is certain people's situations. I'm here to tell you, folks, it's not mine. Now, that doesn't mean she trusts me, but she does still rely on me to do things, okay? Literally yesterday she walked in and she the baby's crying and she's like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, this is the worst part. I go, "What? I didn't do anything." And then I looked at the baby. I did. When I went to pick her up, my finger accidentally slid across her cheek and actually scratched her. I did do something. It was me. I know it was me. It was the worst. I felt terrible. I cut my nails yesterday, tried to make sure everything's smooth, but man, I couldn't catch a break yesterday. Now my baby looks like she had a fight yesterday.
You almost got the brakes beat off you yesterday.
No, honestly, it could have been. She could be like, "Wait, you did what?" Hold on, come here for a second. 877-344-4893, Gunner in West Virginia. What's up, Gunner?
Hey, guys. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. We're having a snowy one again here in West Virginia. So I am excited for this big Roman Punk match. And I tell you, I actually fizzled out with watching wrestling a little bit before the Cena retirement match. I mean, of course, I got invested in that. But I kind of got fizzled out because everything just kind of seemed run-of-the-mill. There's no real big stories, no real big, I need to tune in and find out what's going on. Now, they have given me a reason to tune in because I want to know kind of who is going to lean more towards the hillish side and who's going to be more towards the good guy, if you will. Because you got to always have a good guy and a bad guy in a situation. That's just 101 basics. So I'm ready for it, and I think, we're going to see eventually a Punk and Cody matchup later on down the road. But I'm excited for it, guys. Hope you guys have a good weekend.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, Gunner. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Let's go to Tim in Arkansas. Wants to get back to the Finn of it all. What's up, Tim?
I believe Finn was at the Rumble. I think Finn's the hooded guy.
It would make sense, right?
And then I
person did have
somehow
facial hair.
Squeezing, I think you could see kind of a little goatee.
I did.
Look at it.
I did.
And I think he's going to squeeze his way into the WrestleMania picture somehow.
Do you think, thank you for the call, buddy, do you think, SGG, that he was the hooded guy?
I didn't until we heard from Tim from Arkansas. And now I think he's a suspect also. I was looking at everybody with facial hair with a little bit of a goatee and a certain stature. You were even potential for the hooded guy. Because I was
really?
Like,
I don't think that stature is.
I see some facial hair. You looking slim in the suit, so it could have been you. I don't know. It's the camera angles. If I was in the audience, I'll be able to better narrow it down and rule you out. But from my seat at home, where the camera can, do certain things for people, I was like, yeah, Rosenberg's got a beard. he might be a suspect.
Yeah, SGG, I wish my shoulders were up to snuff. I just don't. I'm not. Whoever it was had broader shoulders than Rosenberg.
See, you protesting is making
Thou
me
doth
now
protest
feel like,
too much?
Yeah, it's like now I think you are. I get that. That's natural. You get accused, you got to defend yourself, but now you're protesting a lot. And
SGG, breaking news. Do you see the big news for one of your favorite celebs?
No.
Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah, I heard about this. I don't know how I feel about this. But
you should, listen, feel good about it. I guarantee he does.
He feels great, I'm sure.
IG official with Kim Kardashian?
Nah,
he's I don't know. Why is he struggling?
Yeah, he hasn't won a world champion in a while, so I still consider him the GOAT. But
let's go to Melvin in Houston quickly. He wants to talk about the Hobbs debut. What's up, Melvin?
Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, so one thing, with the Powerhouse Hobbs, I want to say when Finn Balor debuted, they had the Prince Devitt, and then it switched over with the Smoke to Finn Balor when he first came over to NXT. I believe that was one of the things. And the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the whole Roman thing. I don't know if you guys heard on the O'Shea Jackson podcast that they had asked CM Punk, how do you feel about going through the whole Shield single-handedly since he beat them the first time at TLC in the 3-on-1 match? And CM Punk was like, I never thought about it like that. From when he went to AEW, had the feud with Moxley, came back, had the stuff with Seth, and now with Roman one-on-one.
I didn't peep that.
CM Punk is no longer straight edge if he thinks for 1 second that he is not going to be looking up at the lights of WrestleMania. Sure, he slid past Mox. Sure, he got past Seth. But even in the Shield, it was for now. But even in the Shield, it was understood that Roman was the powerhouse. Roman was the guy that you had to really get past if you want to get past the Shield. He's not going to be able to do it at WrestleMania. He's going to go out like everybody does.
Obviously, we have a lot to talk about with regard to Roman and Punk as we make our way to WrestleMania. And if you want to have that conversation with us, tap in, Rosenberg Wrestling on YouTube. Tap in to Cheap Heat Live on Patreon. SGG, stay mage this weekend.
And enjoy yourself, P.
I'm going to see if that's possible. Thank you to Kelly. Thank you to Zach. Thank you to Emilio Sparks. To my beautiful wife and daughter. I hope they feel better. Happy birthday to my niece and nephew. Have a great weekend, everyone.